I'm close, but
hey, we're close. So, hey, Damon, happy Monday.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Awesome. My goodness gracious, couldn't be better. Welcome to Stop Being the Best Kept Secret. Damon, what are we going to talk about today?
I think we're going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs today, Kurt. And Patrick
take a deep dive
touchdown performance yesterday. It was something.
We're talking about the Chiefs, the Yankees. What else are we talking about?
Yeah.
The Steelers, obviously.
All right. So we're going to, all right. Hey, happy Monday. We're going to dive into business development strategies with the business development guru, Dan Bigger Than Ever. How are you, bud?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Man, awesome. Big. All right. So let's get right to the, we're not going to pull any punches. You've made a huge transition back in 23. Tell us about Glimmer Gifts. What are you guys doing? How are you making the world a better place?
Okay. So we had the interview with my wife and I, and my wife really is the brainchild behind the company. So she started the company when we moved to New York in 2004. So she was a volleyball coach when we were in Pittsburgh, and then she would do this sort of on the side. And then when we moved to New York, I started working for her father, and she went full bore, on her own. So then she was doing retail shows, and then we started having kids 2 at a time. So she realized that she couldn't be on the road every weekend. So she went wholesale, and, at the time she was making jewelry. She did that from 2004 to 2020. And then COVID hit. And all her shops shut down because nobody could go out and go anywhere. So she had some people giving her some materials that she didn't know what she was going to do with, but she kept them. And then during COVID, she started making greeting cards, which is now the focal point of the business. And all these years, I'm watching her do all this stuff, and she's always working. And I helped her when I could, but I didn't want to get involved because I sort of took my time to spend time with the kids on my weekends and things like that. But looking back on it, I should have helped her a hell of a lot more than I did.
Right. Well,
and then I lost my job for the second time in a year in February 23. And the job market was absolute garbage at the time. So I was putting in resumes and applying for jobs and, interviewing with people that were asking me these ridiculous questions. And I was answering them with, I interviewed with one company. They wanted me to make 100 and some calls a day. I'm like, that's just stupid. That's actually was my response. I'm like, that's stupid. Like, you don't even know who you're calling, what you're talking to them about. You don't know what they need, what they have. You have no idea. So how am I calling 100 people a day?
Mm-hmm.
They obviously didn't like that answer.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't? They didn't offer you the job?
No, I didn't get the job.
You would have taken it, right? What was the response when you said that?
They were shocked that I even said that, but it's true. It's
yes.
In years of business and years of business development that I've done, this stuff takes time, and I wanted to work for the right company. I didn't want to work, the best company I worked for with the expectations that I had was at CBT. Mm-hmm. When I worked for, it was a privately owned small business. Yep. He had done business development before I came in. So he knew it was going to take time, and he understood that, and he gave me the grace, and it worked. So anyhow, I lost my job, and then I started, looking for jobs, couldn't find a job. So then I would look for a job in the morning because I was so aggravated by noon that I would go out and work for her. And then I started realizing how much help she needed. And then, she's like, well, just why waste more time? Why don't you just come with me? So we did a show in Atlanta, and we gained, I think, 30 to 40 new customers at that show, and we were just off and running.
Right. Awesome. Well, and again, so we're here today with Dan Bigger. Hey, Damon, we've got a dear friend in the house.
Yep. Hey, Diane.
Happy Monday to you, Diane Bigger. It was her 33rd anniversary this weekend. So
Awesome.
And she's a big Eagles fan, Dan. No, don't hold it against her. So
hey, she's 4-0.
She's 4-0. She's having a good season, man. They're looking unstoppable right now. So, all right, Dan. So let's dive in. We had you and Julie on the show a year ago. Talk to us a little bit about, before I dive into like Glimmer Gifts, and I've got your website, we're going to dive into what you guys do. Talk about that transition. I want to hit a couple points. What's it like going family entrepreneurship? There's a lot of most small businesses have a family component. What's it been like for you? joining into a family business?
The one thing that I sort of set for myself was that my wife was the boss.
What now? Are you talking about at the business or at home?
Both.
Smart man. You are a smart man. Well done.
Well, we had talked about this because my father-in-law, who's also an idiot, one day said he wanted me to leave the business. I walked into his office. He's like, I'm gonna put you on unemployment and you can go work for his daughter. And I said, what would it say to the rest of your company that's a family-owned company that if you get rid of your only employee that's a family member? Mm-hmm. Well, he didn't take that through. So I started talking to my wife, and my wife wasn't at the point to start with me because I was going to grow it bigger because I wanted the CRM, and I started talking about all the things I wanted, and she didn't know what those things were. Mm-hmm. And she's like, so finally he sat down on my couch and said, I need a decision. And I said, for what? And he said, whether you're staying or going. I said, fine, I'm going. And then within 30 seconds, he changed his mind. But when I joined her in 23, she was more open to things that I wanted to do, social media, having a CRM, following up with customers, all that stuff. So now I handle all that stuff. Yeah. She just makes things. She's just production. But, by what I meant by she was the boss was that she knows the company. She built the company, so it's her company, and I'm not going to fight with her if there's something that she doesn't think is a good idea. So for the most part, she allows me to do whatever I want within reason. I don't even think we've had an issue where we've had to, sit down and discuss it. And, she had to outrule me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, but the transition to working for myself was always the same because I was always a business development salesperson. And, I worked weekends, I worked holidays, I've worked all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And now I just do it for for ourselves.
Right. Yeah. Right. And it's really, you're the master of the networking, connecting, making those relationships. How, from your previous life, and that's where you and I met when you were at CVT, how have you been able to transition all your vast sales experience, your business development? Talk a little bit about how it's a little different component, right? You're selling products to like gift stores, that type of thing. Talk a little bit about how have you been able to apply your business development strategies from previous life to Glimmer Gifts?
I think the difference now is that the customers that I'm looking for aren't out in the open, and there's a lot more of them. Mm-hmm. When I was in, let's say, injection molding, I took companies that we work with and tried to find companies like them. Well, now I'm trying to find a little handmade, made in America gift shop in West Virginia. And that's not easy to find. So it's a little harder to find them, but really our biggest avenue there is now shows because people are coming back to shows now. Mm-hmm. So the shows have done really well for us. We do a couple virtual shows a year. They're still new to them. So that platform, we're still building a reputation.
Right.
But for the most part, we average, I think, around 80 to 100 new customers a year.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, you know what? You piqued my curiosity on the virtual shows. Talk to us a little bit about the virtual shows that you're doing.
The virtual shows are, you just set up your platform. Like we're on a couple different platforms that, we're not on Etsy because we're not selling direct to consumer. Yeah. We do sell direct to consumer, but it's not our bread and butter. Our bread and butter is wholesaling. So we wholesale to places like the Corning Museum of Glass, because, the Corning Museum of Glass is all about glass and the history of glass and how glass is made and how glass is used. And they have a huge, huge showroom, once you get through it. And my wife's been in there for years, but now they're carrying almost everything that we make.
Oh, is that right? Nice.
Yeah.
So that's a great museum. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're great to work with. I mean, they're easy to work with. They're one of our biggest customers. Nice. I mean, their average orders, again, I think their last order, they ordered 12 to 1,500 cards.
Wow. 12 to 1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
We're also in Dollywood. Dollywood's another customer that, that's all jewelry right now, but we're trying to get the cards in there. So we're working on that. So it's just, being a small business, like any other manufacturer, we're behind because we're never, there's always too much to do, but trying to do sales and marketing and production every day. And
throwing a lot of different hats on. So, all right, and just to share with everybody, here's one of your. Is that backwards?
No, that's right.
No, that's right.
Okay. So, Dan, so just talk a little bit about, what is Glimmer Gifts, share the background, and I tell you, you guys have amazing products. Just talk a little bit about these.
Yeah, again, that's all the credit to my wife. My wife started all this stuff. Yeah. So that's where the company started, with laser etched jewelry, because when she started her company, diachroic jewelry was all the things, all the rage, but everybody was doing it. So she found a laser, which she was able to laser etch images onto the glass and then fuse the glass together to make jewelry. So that's what made her unique. Now with the greeting cards, most people buy a greeting card, you spend $5, $6, $7, $8 on it. You sign your name or you write a little, something memorable in it and you give it to them. The person reads it, either throw it in a drawer or they throw it away.
Right.
The idea behind this is that the greeting card that you give to somebody, they have something. So it's a gift card with a keepsake is the way we explain it. So now they can hang that thing in their window. They can hang that thing on their tree every year and see it and remember why you gave it, when they gave it to you, and
right.
The whole thing comes back.
Right. Now, was this about me who came up with this one?
My wife did that card.
I'm just teasing. It says friendship is when people know all about you but like you anyway. So I don't know if anyway. But this
we're trying to get we get a lot of requests. Like one of our customers asked for, put that tree back up. So he asked for a tree with no leaves on it, and he wanted the saying to be, what was the saying? Something about "you're dead to me now" with all the leaves on the ground.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So
okay.
we made it. We did. We made it for him. We did a custom order for him with all the leaves on the ground and said, something about.
Right.
I can't remember the exact phrase, but the theme
That's
was
awesome.
You're dead to me now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So okay, so let's dive into the website. You guys can see my screen, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So Dan, just talk about some of the a card with a memorable keepsake.
Yep.
Just talk a little bit about how you guys go through the process. Who Julie's the creative mind behind it. Just let's dive into some of your products here.
The cards. We have the Proud card has been around for a while. This year, I think we had 15 new cards. So the design work is done by Julie, but the verbiage and things like that come from a bunch of different places. I've done a couple cards. She does most of the cards. But we actually get a lot of requests from people. So when we do shows, people will say, well, why don't you have this? Or, you should get that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Willow card. I actually did the Willow card. We had a customer in Wisconsin who was Willow Home and Gift, and she wanted a willow tree. So we did a willow tree. I did all the verbiage, sent it to her. She okayed it. It was going to be a custom card for her, but then we started taking it to shows and it started selling really well. So now that is a staple card that we have.
Yeah.
So we do, right now we're working with, do you guys know what the Golden Owls are?
Nope.
The Golden Owls is I think it's a group of islands in Georgia, right near the shore. So we go to St. Simon's Island to do shows all the time. And my wife has an uncle that lives there, and they have the Golden Owls Visitor Center there. So we're actually working on a custom product there where we're going to put their logo on a piece of fused glass and a small sun catcher like you put on the card. And we're going to do a custom product for them for the Golden Owls museum and things like that.
Yeah. And that's super cool that you can customize it for your market request. Someone's got a specialty thing, like you said, for the Golden Isles, and just be able to do it.
Well, it depends on what it is. Like if it's something specific to that area, we would do that custom card specific to that area. Like we actually just got into MSA. So we're now part of the Museum Store Association. So now that opens up a whole new world of potential customers for us, where again, we could do a custom card for them and their store or their area. But if we have more of a generic card that's a custom option, we can make that a standard card, which we could sell to everybody.
Yeah, super cool.
So Dan, ballpark, how many different SKUs, different items would you say that you have? Any idea?
I I did the options on just cards, and that didn't include don't move. So the card staying and the card option, as far as the sun catcher, we had between all of our cards, which there's 56, 57 of them, there's 720 options. That doesn't include the background glass of the sun catcher and the card color, which would make it almost so everything we do is almost one of a kind, unique product. So if you get something from us, it's probably not going to be redone that way again.
Right. Well, and hey, and Diane says, hey, I still have mine, Dan. Thank you.
Yeah.
So all right. How do I want to say it? Like, you go to the restaurant and like the restaurant has like this huge, massive menu. Just out of curiosity, how do you guys kind of manage your inventory, or how do you manage the different 720 different options? Like, how do you kind of control that inventory?
We tell our customers, you're not going to get, when they buy from us, you're not going to get what, like you're not going to get that specific card.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get that saying, you can get the tree with the moon, and everything else is going to be custom from there.
Okay. Awesome.
So what we're doing is we're producing, like I cut all the cards, I make all the cards. My wife makes all the sun catchers, and then we just have them in bins. So then when the customer orders, I just put them together and send them out.
Nice. Awesome.
Oh, that's a cool process, though.
So they get like that greatest oak card would have two options. So it would have the tree and then the tree with the moon. So the tree without the moon or the tree with the moon, and that's their only options, because any of our tree cards is going to have a tree on it, where some of the other ones have 6 or 7 options.
Right.
So that they get to pick what they want on that card, what sun catcher they want on that card saying.
Right.
Yeah. That's great, that flexibility you can offer.
Yeah, we talked about maybe just sending cards and letting the customers pick them at the stores, but I don't think customers want to do that, so we just do it. So that's where we have to tell people that, look, you're not going to get this specific card. You're going to get something similar to it, but not exactly. So that's where they say, I want, if they hate cats, like we wouldn't put cats on it, or
right.
Dragonflies. They don't want dragonflies, or they want dragonflies and they want butterflies. So we take out the trees, whatever they want.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So go ahead, Damon.
Well, and I think too, like you said, the option of putting the card in the sun catcher in the store creates one more decision point for somebody to buy it. I got to put them together. Whereas if it's put together like this in the example here, I can just buy it because I like it.
Right.
I'm done.
Well, and that's where I was telling you guys pregame about the show that we did. When we do retail shows, people spend hours in our booth because they will look at every single card that we have and see what's the one that they want.
Right.
So even if it's like a turtle card, it's a turtle, it's the same saying, but everyone's different. Everyone's unique.
Yeah.
So they will thumb through every single card looking for the one that they like the best.
That's awesome.
So Dan, let's go here. And what's interesting, as trade shows are coming back, and some people are like, okay, well, how much do I invest in trade shows compared to virtual, compared to digital, social media, all the things, right? But what you're having great success. Like in I want to dive into your social media strategy next. I think you do an incredible job. But like you're saying, like when people can get this in their hands, that's a deal closer, right? That just they fall in love with it right away.
Yeah. Our stuff, you can look at all the pictures you want, but they make a much better impact when they're in front of someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then at the trade show, again, being the networker that you are, share a little bit about like how you enjoy, like you look like you're having so much fun. You're at a trade show, you're posting pictures before, like days before up to the trade show. Like I really feel like you could write a book on like, hey guys, this is like trade show 101. Like this is what you do before, this is what you do during, this is what you do after. And it just seems like you really enjoy it. Is that a good assessment?
I enjoy talking to people. I actually enjoy talking to strangers in my own family, to be honest with you. Because my own family, my kids are on their stupid phone, so you can't talk to them. So when I get out of the house, it's like being uncaged.
It's like people actually want to listen to you. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's and trade shows, So what we do, I'll give you the playbook of what we do. We send out a constant contact to all of our current customers, which is about 400 and some, 400 to 500 customers right now. And those are customers that have bought within the last couple of years.
Yep.
Sometimes they go off, and that's one thing I've never been able to figure out is the buying patterns of these people, because some will buy when they're nearly almost out. Some will wait for it to go out and then wait a little while and then reorder to bring it back like it's new. I have never figured out the buying pattern, but so we send out the constant contact. I do social media, telling people everywhere we're going to be. We moved our booths, and now we have a prime booth in Atlanta, which is great for us. So that's the main show that we do every year. And then from there, it's just a matter of who comes in our booth. Usually we're jam-packed from start to finish. So usually we have people in our booth all day, every day. So you're talking to different customers, you're talking to existing customers, you're getting feedback, you're getting, how things going. You're getting ideas for new cards. You're getting ideas for new jewelry. You're getting ideas for new fused glass, custom projects. We're working on a custom project right now with the Senate Museum.
Wow.
Yeah. We just have to, I just got to kick my wife in the butt to get her going on it. But that project has been talked about for a couple of years. So that's on the table still. So, and then the other part of it is not only the customers that come into your booth, but the people that you talk to that are around you. It's amazing how many, how much information, people, I don't know. I guess some people, what I want to say is most people aren't as outgoing as I am, but I talk to everybody I can. Mm-hmm. So I promote myself and I promote other people around us that I know that are either customers or customers and just friends that we've met over the years. But those things lead to big, big, big opportunities down the road. And you never know when another opportunity is going to come, because one of those people might get it, and a perfect example is there was a woman that couldn't go to the show in Atlanta, this last one. So now she asked us to say, if anyone comes to the booth, send them my way, which I did. And now she's going to try to hook us up with the Hallmark stores.
Wow. That'd be big.
Yeah. So we're working on the Hallmark stores, and we're working on, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Wild Birds Unlimited.
I have. Oh, sure.
Yeah. So we're going to do their show in June in Pittsburgh.
Oh, you are? That's
they have 300 retail locations across the USA.
You're doing their show in Pittsburgh? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Wow. So how many shows a year are you doing, give or take?
We've only been doing 2, and then we do some retail shows just to get out and make some extra money here and there. But the big show that we do is Atlanta in January and Atlanta in July. And then this year we're going to do the Wild Birds in Pittsburgh and the Museum Store Association in Philly. That's in July or August or something. I can't remember.
Right. So just relentlessly knocking on doors is just, really opening up incredible relationships, right?
Yeah, I was doing some email stuff, and I've gotten some customers from that. And I still do follow-ups with people that I meet at shows, and, that's just normal stuff. But, yeah, for the most part, the shows are the big thing for us.
Okay, perfect. All right, so if you don't mind, I'm going to go over to your social media. Now, what are we looking at here?
That's a show we did. That's a show that we did last year where we did really well. We sold 300 cards in 3 hours.
Oh, did you?
Wow.
And that was direct to consumer, right?
Right. Yeah, that's a greenery right across the street from me, but that's an area when I joined my wife, I had no idea that we would get into, but like greeneries and arboretums and flower shops have become big for us now.
Right.
Yeah. We're getting a lot more of those kind of stores.
Right. Well, it's a perfect add-on. It's a nice little value add for those other stores, right?
Yeah. Right.
Right. All right, so flower shops, gift stores, craft stores, Hallmark stores, like you're really aggressively going after a lot, right?
When I can.
Right. Well, the thing is that, when it was just Julie, there was no capacity. There was no way possible Julie could tackle all these things. Now, go ahead.
The funny part is when I was an on-the-road salesman, I would go out and sell for Julie. So I'd see handmade shops, but the thing is she wouldn't call them.
Yeah.
She's not good. She's good. She's like me one-on-one. Like you should actually see her sell volleyball. in the low country of South Carolina, she is becoming a volleyball legend. Where literally we walk into a gym and all these girls come flocking over to her.
Right.
And she has a spectacular reputation, and she's very good at that part of it, but she is not very good at it, email and phone and everything else.
Right.
So I am communication. So I handle all communications for the company.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that's you harness the strengths, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So social media, talk a little bit about your strategy. You were a fierce advocate networker on LinkedIn. I feel like you brought this over, into Facebook. You're on Instagram. You're super active on LinkedIn. Talk for small entrepreneurs out there that are thinking like, man, I need to stop being the best kept secret. What are some tips or strategies that you have for them?
Well, just by reading your book, Kurt, which I did, I talk about things that we just do. So people want to know how things are made or what's going on. And, you don't want to sell every day. So I don't sell products every day, but
right.
I get people's input. Like that card right there is a new card this year that we came out with after Christmas. So
nice.
We sort of missed the window for that card, but now I'm going to start pumping it up through the winter to say, hey, we have winter cards and Christmas cards and things like that.
Right. Right. And you do your little weekly drawing, right?
Yeah, we have a weekly contest. It's a Tuesday trivia, so I ask something about what we're doing here, and people can guess, and I give away prizes every week.
Awesome. No, so now targeting your ideal customer, do you find more success Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn? What's your perspective there?
For us now, it's Facebook and Instagram, and then I do LinkedIn because I've done LinkedIn my whole life. But there's my son with a sack. See?
Yeah, I saw that. Awesome.
It's telling our story. It's telling a story. That was Make Out with Your Boss Day.
That was
yeah.
Now is that
an actual day or you made it up?
It is now.
Because Dan made it up. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I just try to have fun with things, and I make things up just like other companies make up stuff because it's not really true. Because I sit and watch TV all day, and I'll be watching, like today's SVU day, so I'm watching SVU all day, and I'll see all the commercials, and I'll see all these outlandish, outrageous things that these companies say about their products, and I laugh because I know it's not true.
Right.
So I take some of that and make it humorous, and that's how I post a little bit on our stuff.
Right.
Like it can cure cancer or something. See, again, you get it because it's stupid. Because nothing can cure cancer, but that card can cure cancer.
Can this grow hair? I'm asking for a friend.
There you go.
This guy that I know, he wanted to know like if this thing could grow hair.
We did an extensive study at Bigger University, and 10 out of 10 doctors say it works.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, thank you, because I'm going to tell my buddy. He was asking me about it, so that's awesome. I'll get back to you, Damon. I might come back with like a full,
So I've seen you with the fro, man.
That's right. That's right. All right, Dan, from a LinkedIn standpoint, do you find that your customers on LinkedIn? Are you finding success there? What are your thoughts?
No, again, LinkedIn is because of the people that I've built up. So I have a lot of people that I know over the, however decade I've been on LinkedIn, and actually some of the people do come through with ideas. Like they'll tell me about a shop that they saw, or, or maybe they'll even go in and talk to the owner and say, hey, I know these people that make these things. Would you be interested in talking to them? And that's the whole thing about networking is I can sit here and send out 50 emails or make 100 calls. But if you have people that are passionate about your product, that are out there, that know you, that know your story, they know how the products are made, they know everything about you. So some of them are willing to go up to people and say, hey, I know this guy that does these things. Would you, are you interested?
I know a guy.
Adam Baker sent me a couple leads. So it's not uncommon.
Right.
It's like Andrew Deutsch likes to say, voracious advocates for your brand.
Yeah, right. But again, I can only do so much myself, but if I have 300 other people that are out there looking for stuff for me that may run in or know somebody that does, that's really how I've made my career successful.
Yeah. So I want to dive into, like you mentioned, like the B2B folks, say like the craft stores, flower shops. Do you, from a social media standpoint, in your perspective, where do you feel is the best way to connect with those folks?
It's hard because those people are small business owners too. So they don't really, they don't really, if I get them through email, I'm lucky. But the way I do that to keep front of mind is I participate in their social media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, again, once you get to know people and again, I do smart ass things. So I'll, like one of our customers in Georgia always does, like they'll do a name of the week. If your name begins with O, so I go in there and keep changing my name. This week I'm Omar. And they, and again, I'll see them at the show and they're like, thank you so much for participating and doing all this stuff because it helps it get,
yeah.
And they notice it. So again, as a customer that you have willing to come back because you're out there helping them do what they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And that's an awesome thing. I think no matter what social platform you're on, that a lot of business owners don't realize, and people in business is that participation with others on their profiles and in what they're doing really is the way that you can continue to build your brand and what you're doing.
Yeah. And it reminds them that you're there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you do it enough, then you become friends with them. Like all the people that I met through LinkedIn, and now like Kirsten and Adam Baker and John Boglino and Dave Chrysler and all these people that I know have become friends of mine. So now because I participate in their social media or they've participated in mine over a couple of years or a decade or whatever it is, now I know them. So if I run into somebody about whatever, oh, you do this. Because I actually do that for customers. When I run into people that need web or social media help, like, okay, you need to talk to these people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
As long as you're comfortable with not working someone in your direct backyard. I know everybody that can do anything.
Right. Right.
You can quote me on that, Damon.
Everybody that can do anything.
Yeah, I mean, really, there's almost no problem that I don't know someone that can fix it.
Right. Right. Dan knows a person, right? Dan's got a guy. And I think that's a great takeaway today is for folks, when you're trying to get on somebody's radar, what a phenomenal way to do that.
Yeah.
Just participate and just get active on their social media, on their Facebook, on their LinkedIn, whatever it might be, what a perfect way to get on their radar. And you're focusing on building that relationship as opposed to, buy my product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did. Well, actually, that's a funny story too, because we just picked up a customer at the last Atlanta show, and she's like, "I know you're on our social media, and I know I've talked to you, and I'm just going to finally buy."
Is that what she said?
That's what she said. Yeah.
Right. You wore me down.
Yeah.
Yeah, wore me down.
You wore me down.
Yeah. So now when they come walking through the show, I start chanting their name. Actually, I was thinking about the next show. I was going to go like Willy Wonka and dress like Willy Wonka at the next show. But
are you really?
I'm thinking about it. I just got to find the right suit.
Yeah.
I'm sure Amazon's got it somewhere, right? I'm sure
somebody's got it someplace.
Somebody's got to have that for you.
Yeah.
So,
again, it's all about having fun.
All right, Dan, so fourth quarter starting on Wednesday. What's on your radar? What are you super excited about? What are you rolling into for fourth quarter at Glimmer Glass?
Christmas. Christmas is our biggest time of year. So
is it? So this is
so we're
crunch
I'm
time.
trying to clear the slate so we can prepare for Christmas orders that will be coming through.
Yeah. Walk us through, like, what's October, November look like for you? Are you
everybody starts starting, and I'm actually, now that I'm sort of dealing with the retail end of things, I'm actually kind of shocked at how early people start planning for Christmas as far as retail, but they start planning now.
Right.
Yeah. So we're already delivering Christmas stuff.
Are you really? So Julie's in production.
Yep.
You're taking orders, your communications department, right?
Yep.
So you're just kind of cranking. Do you guys do forecasting, or like, how do you have any idea? Or you just are you throwing darts on the wall? Like, what the heck anybody's going to order?
No, yeah, we just have everything ready. So we keep, like our cards that don't change that much, we have stock, so we probably stock 150 cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the other ones that are made to order, we just keep those bins full and keep them ready to go.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right, Damon, I got a big question for Dan. Anything you got so far?
No, let's hear it.
Dan, I know you're a huge AI guy. When I say AI,
I'm not. No. I think it's just
what's AI doing for you?
I don't use AI. My content is 100% human generated.
There you go.
And you actually put that on every post, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I think AI is going to be a crutch that's going to kill this generation again. Phones. I just watched 60 Minutes last night, and listening to the Utah governor talk about how phones are a cancer for kids and even now adults. Like my mother-in-law, who's 81, is on her phone all freaking day. What are we doing, people?
Yeah.
Get off your phone and talk to people. Seriously. I live in a beachfront community, so I watch tourists around here that are riding their bikes on their phones and are going to kill themselves. It's just stupid. I mean, it is amazing how those little devices have taken over our
lives. Now, hey, Diane Byer has a suggestion here. Dan, you ready?
Yep.
We think you need something Eagles related. Do you have anything there for you guys?
I do not. I do not. No Eagles.
Well, she's putting it out there. It is
from the other side of Pittsburgh or other side of Pennsylvania.
But it's our bird, right? It's our national bird. So you could do,
It's true.
So anyway. So, all right, Damon, what do you got for us?
No, I just really think it's cool how you and your wife working together now create a more holistic, a better business together. I think it's cool that you've been able to do that. Mm-hmm. And it really makes a difference, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know if I talked to both of you, but I talked to a lot of people before I made that decision because I was really worried it could really kill my marriage. I'm not. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was very worried about it, but it has actually brought us together better. So awesome. we actually have a better marriage now, which is crazy. But
isn't that so? All right, so I'm gonna look for two questions to share words of wisdom from Dan. Number one, what advice would you share if a husband and wife, two spouses, whatever, significant others, if they are considering working together, any suggestions that you would have for them kind of going into that transition?
Somebody has to be in charge. One person has to have final say, and that is unequivocal. But the other person has to understand that. Mm-hmm. So that's where, a small little business decision can turn into a massive fight, which can carry over into your marriage, which can destroy your marriage. I mean, it's, so that's why I sort of went into it was being my wife's business. I was coming in as a secondary, and I have all these ideas, but she ultimately has final say on whether we do them or not.
Right. And have you been able to keep like a good, healthy, like with holidays, weekends, kids, sporting events? Do you kind of like separate business from personal, or they kind of blend together, or what's that look like?
No. Well, yeah, my kids come first. So yeah, my one son's playing volleyball right now. So we stop everything at whatever time we got to leave for his games. The other son's playing football. So we're going to his stuff. I just went to the backyard brawl. I flew up to see my daughter.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So kids come first. So we, whenever we take time off, it's usually for them, but we don't usually take a lot of time off. So I usually work. Usually I either walk or play tennis every morning, and then I get started around 9-10 o'clock, and then I work till 7.
Yep.
And it's 7 days a week.
Good for you. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to ask you about the transition going from, corporate, working for others, working different companies. How do you like working? When I say working for yourself, you and Julie as entrepreneurs, what's it been like from you going from working from other folks to this true blue entrepreneurship lifestyle?
It's really like raising kids. It's like raising a family. It's on you. I mean, you can't. I guess you can call in people if you have the money to keep hiring people to do what you're supposed to be doing, but it's really on you. And I've even when I work for other people, I always looked at it as my own business because I work for my father-in-law, and I was in the ownership pool. I didn't own the company, but I looked at it. So every job I've ever had, I've looked at it from both perspectives, and I've taken ownership of those things to treat it like it was mine, to do it the way I would do it, to keep an open mind on listening to people with backgrounds that could, shed advice or shed. So I think it's two things. I mean, if you're going to be your own business, you have to be able and have the desire and drive to work all the time. You take your time when you can, but and the other part is to be open-minded. To listen to other people that can help you.
Listen to other people that can help you. That's a tough one. So, all right, Damon, anything else on your end before we wrap up?
No, like I said, I think it's just awesome that you've been able to do this, Dan, and you working together with your wife. Just so cool. So cool to see it, and mixing the kids in, like you said too. It's like, hey, we stop. We're going to go see a game. We're going to go support them in what they do, and integrating your work and life together like that. It does really make a holistic life, I think.
Yeah,
and it's cool.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do what's important to us. Even like with the volleyball club, my wife, we not only support our kids, but we go and watch games now because volleyball isn't in season for a club yet. So we go out and watch kids that play in our club play. And it's amazing how much people appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the parents, and they will say, hey, I got this girl, she wants to play. You need to go talk to her. And so, again, it's the same. My wife is actually doing the same thing that I do. She's built up a good reputation for herself, and everyone loves her. And, she'll go to these games, and literally after the game is over, it's like everyone comes over to her, and it's like a meeting.
Right.
So I told her we're going to have to start booking appointments or something because we're the last ones in the gym. We're the last ones in the gym at every volleyball game we go to.
Yeah.
Right. Can't get out the door.
That's awesome.
Last week we went to, I think we went to 2 or 3 volleyball games, and we ended up signing up 4 new kids.
Yeah.
So she's built her club. She started her club. This will be her 4th season. First season was 2 teams. Second year was, I think, 6. Last year was 8, and we're going to have like 10 or 12.
Wow. That's insane, dude. That's absolutely awesome.
Yeah. So so I actually have to yell at her about doing too much volleyball and not enough Glimmer Glass Gifts.
Right. Wow.
So so we're very busy.
Right.
Yeah.
Husband and wife, family, whole 9 yards.
Right. Well, bottom line, just very inspiring. Strongly encourage everybody follow Dan Bigger on LinkedIn, and I'll tell you, I can't tell you how many folks I have, friends of mine that are connected strictly because of Dan Bigger. So, Dan, huge appreciation to you. Shout out to you. Immense admiration for following your journey. You and I go back pre-COVID, which is like dog years. That's like 20 years ago, right? Something like that. But I do miss going to lunch with you, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know when we're going to make it back to New York.
Well, I think I
live at the beach. I think you should come here.
I just need to go to Hilton. You don't need to come back to see me. I need to come see you. That's the idiots right here. Trust me. Yeah.
The weather's always good here. It's I live literally a mile from the beach. So
I feel horrible for you. So anyway, Dan, party thoughts, words of wisdom that you want to share as we close out. Anything that you want to share?
No, just do it.
Just do it. Stop by Glimmer Gifts. As a matter of fact, now can consumers buy from you anyway?
Yes.
They can.
Yeah. So we have our website split into 2. You have the retail side of it and the wholesale side of it.
All right. That's awesome.
And you know what? And before you jump off, let me just share that super quick. So again, guys, if you're just joining us, pop in here and go to Glimmer Gifts. It's Glimmer Glass Gifts, and you've got shop right here, and you've got wholesale right there, right? So for our consumer friends, they can just go right here.
Right.
And just go ahead and grab whatever you want, and Dan will get it shipped right out to you, and he'll write a little personal note. Dan, you might even hand deliver it. Is that right?
I have done that. Yeah, we actually did. One of the guys I play tennis with, his his son-in-law died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So he wanted to do special. We did 12 by 12, so they're huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did 3 12 by 12 for the kids, and they got to pick out what they wanted, and we made them for them and just shipped them out last week.
Nice. Awesome. And again, just look at this huge selection. So,
Dan,
just absolutely love what you're doing. Just love. I actually prefer nothing personal. We love having you here, but we really like it when Julie's with you. So maybe next time have Julie join you. Right. So
she's a busy lady.
He is a busy lady. She does. She's got better things to do than hang out with us.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you get a chance, you're catching this on replay, go back, hit the grab that. Damon, it's not the rewind button. What is it? Just grab that little replay.
Yeah, just pull that back. I don't know what you call it, but we all know what to do. Go back to the beginning.
Yeah, go back to the beginning. Dan sharing all sorts of business development strategies, trade show strategies, building your entrepreneurial business up really from the ground level. And Dan, you've done an amazing job. Damon, how about a big round of applause for Dan Bigger? Dan, thank you, brother. Dude, repeat it. How many times have you been on the show?
This show 4 or 5 at least.
I'd say at least, because like even group times you're on early days, and so we used to be on Rainbow.
Good.
All right, we're gonna.
I don't have the time I used to, so I can't jump in anymore. But I'll come back and be on the show. I actually miss this part of business development. You know, I don't. I got to go back and make an order, but
you know what? You could start the Dan Bigger show. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you would be phenomenal.
Well, no, actually, my wife and I we were going to do a podcast with my son because he doesn't talk to us that much. So it's usually a grunt or some kind of sarcastic whatever.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So yeah. So my wife and I wanted to do the podcast. We were going to call it Deep Thoughts from Josh.
Are you hungry? No.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey.
And my mother-in-law is butler. My mother-in-law cleans up and does order cooking for him.
How was school? Good.
He's
I get
I'll ask him. He plays football. I'm like, how's his team look? I don't know.
Yeah.
They've been watching film on it for 4 days. How don't you know?
It's the life of a parent. You know, we'll have to. Hey, and I don't know if we missed this. Did I catch this one? Diane says, by the way, I love my sterling silver oval tree with cardinal pendant necklace. So
nice.
Thank you for okay. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up. Have a great, amazing, incredible Monday and rest of your week. We will catch you here next time. Dan, hang out with us for 1 second, and God bless. Go out there and be awesome. We'll see you.
Thanks, everyone.